Not a bad day, just a realization.
Exactly, not a crisis, not a fight with my boss, just a slow, honest feeling that said, this is not the life I meant to build.
And the scariest part wasn't leaving.
The scariest part was thinking, am I too late to start something new?
If you have ever asked yourself that question, this episode is for you.
Daily English Podcast.
From Daily English Podcast.
Hey, English learners, welcome back. I'm Danielle.
And I'm Nova, and this is your daily space for real English conversations, useful everyday vocabulary, and natural listening practice that actually helps you.
We talk about real life here, real feelings, real situations, so your English grows with you, not just from a textbook.
And today's topic is one of those topics that is bigger than English, but we'll learn a lot of English through it.
The best kind. Okay, Nova, how are you doing today? How's your week been?
Really good, actually. I started a new hobby this week.
Oh yeah? What is it?
Pottery. I signed up for a beginner class. I am 34 years old and I have never touched clay in my life.
How did it go?
Terrible. My first bowl looked like a sad hat.
A sad hat?
But I loved every minute of it. There was something so freeing about being a complete beginner at something.
That connects so perfectly to today's topic.
It really does. What about you, Daniel? How's your week?
Good. I went back to reading this week. I hadn't read a book in almost a year. I picked up something I had started and never finished.
And?
Picked up right where I left off. Felt natural, like coming home.
I love that. Starting again or coming back to something, that's the whole conversation today.
Before we get into it, can we ask you a small favor?
Yes, if this podcast helps you in any way, please like this episode, subscribe to Daily English Podcast, and share it with someone who needs to hear today's message.
Especially someone who feels stuck right now, or someone who thinks it's too late for them to try again.
Send it to that person. This might be exactly what they need today.
Okay, let's talk about starting over.
So, Daniel, let's start simply. What does it mean to start over, in the most honest, simple words?
Starting over means choosing a new direction after a stop, a failure, or a change, even when it feels uncomfortable or scary.
Right, it's not about erasing what happened before.
No, not at all. Think of your life like a book.
Okay, I love a good book metaphor.
Each chapter is a different season, a different version of you, and sometimes a chapter ends. Maybe it ends badly. Maybe it just ends.
And starting over is not throwing the whole book away.
Exactly. It's turning the page and beginning a new chapter. The old chapters are still there. They're still part of the story, but they don't have to be the last word.
And here's the thing people forget. Every chapter starts on a blank page.
Blank means open, full of possibility, nothing written yet.
So no matter how messy the last chapter was, the new one is clean.
That's the gift of starting over, a clean page.
I want to share something personal here because I think it shows this really clearly.
Please.
So when I was 26, I quit my master's degree program halfway through.
That's a big decision.
It was terrifying. I'd spent a year in it, paid money, told everyone about it. My family was proud. And then one day I sat in class and realized I am studying this because I thought I was supposed to, not because I actually want it.
That's a very honest moment.
And walking away felt like failing. People asked questions. Some were kind, some were not.
What did you do after?
Nothing for a few months, honestly. I felt lost, like I had torn up my map and I didn't have a new one yet.
A map without a destination.
Exactly. But then, slowly, I started trying small things. A writing class, a volunteer project, a part-time job I actually liked.
Following the small sparks.
Yes, and those small sparks led me somewhere I never expected, somewhere much better than the path I left.
So quitting wasn't the end of the story.
It was the turn of the page. Okay, let's talk about how to actually do this, how to start over, practically and bravely.
Tip 1. Give yourself permission to let go.
This sounds simple, it is not simple.
Not simple at all. Think of holding on to something that no longer fits, like wearing shoes that are 2 sizes too small.
I've done this, literally.
They look nice, maybe you paid a lot for them, so you keep wearing them even though every step hurts.
And you tell yourself, they'll stretch, it'll get better.
But they don't stretch, and your feet hurt more and more, and everyone watching can see you limping.
But you can't see it yourself.
Because you're focused on the shoes, not on your feet. Starting over often means taking off the shoes that hurt, even if they were expensive, even if they looked good from the outside.
Because walking freely in the right shoes is worth more than limping in the wrong ones.
I stayed in my old job for almost a year after that Tuesday when I realized I wanted to leave, because I kept telling myself I worked so hard to get here. If I leave, that work was wasted.
The sunk cost, that feeling that because you already invested so much, you have to keep going.
Exactly. Sunk cost means the time or money or energy you already spent that you can't get back. And it's real. But staying in the wrong place just to protect a past investment doesn't actually protect anything.
You lose more by staying than by leaving.
That realization changed everything for me. I wasn't wasting 6 years by leaving. I was using those 6 years as a foundation for something new.
Tip 2. Start before you feel ready.
Because the ready feeling might never come.
Right. Think of starting over like jumping into a swimming pool.
Okay, cold water.
Yes, if you stand at the edge waiting to feel ready, you will wait forever. Your body will never say, yes, jump in, the water is perfect.
It always feels cold from the edge.
Always. But the moment you jump, your body adjusts. In 30 seconds, the water feels normal, and you wonder why you stood at the edge so long.
The discomfort was in the waiting, not the water.
Exactly. Starting before you feel ready is scary, but staying still is also uncomfortable, and staying still doesn't take you anywhere.
I did this with the pottery class, actually.
Oh, you did the pottery class too?
No, I meant your pottery story reminded me of something similar. I had wanted to start a language exchange for 2 years, always said, I'm not confident enough yet. I'll start when I'm better.
And
a friend pulled me into one before I was ready, threw me in the pool, basically.
a pushy friend.
The best kind. And it was uncomfortable for about 10 minutes, and then it was wonderful, and I grew faster in that one session than in months of solo study.
Because you jumped in.
Because I jumped in. Tip 3. Ignore the timeline in your head.
This one is huge.
It's huge and it's invisible, which makes it sneaky. Think of the timeline like train tracks you didn't lay yourself.
Tracks someone else built.
Yes, somewhere, somebody decided by 25 you should have this, by 30 this, by 40 that, and we absorbed those timelines from culture, from family, from social media.
And we measure ourselves against tracks we didn't choose.
And when we're not on track, we feel late, we feel behind. But behind what?
Behind a schedule nobody actually agreed to.
Exactly. The tracks are not real, they are a story, and you can write a different story.
I used to feel so behind in my career compared to people I went to school with. By 30, they had titles and offices, and I was still figuring out my direction.
And now?
And now I genuinely don't think about their tracks anymore, because I realized their train was going somewhere I didn't even want to go.
You just needed different tracks.
Completely different tracks, and starting over gave me the chance to lay my own.
That's freedom.
That is freedom, real freedom.
Tip 4. Find one small proof that it's possible.
Evidence. You need evidence. Yes, when your mind says it's too late, you need to show it proof that that's not true. Think of doubt like a loud alarm going off in your house.
A false alarm.
Yes, it's loud, it's urgent, it feels like a real emergency, but it's not.
And the way to turn it off is not to argue with it, it's to show it. Look, there is no fire.
One story of one real person who started over successfully.
That's often enough to quiet the alarm, just one.
And they are everywhere once you start looking.
Everywhere. There are people who learned new languages after 60, people who changed careers at 50, people who started businesses after losing everything, people who fell in love again after thinking that chapter was over.
Real people, not perfect people.
Not exceptional people, just people who decided the alarm was false and took one step anyway.
I remember reading about a woman who started medical school at 45, and instead of thinking, I could never do that, I thought, if she can do that, what am I afraid of?
That's the shift. One story becomes a door.
And you just have to walk through it.
Tip 5. Take the smallest possible first step.
Not the whole staircase, just one step.
Think of starting over like lighting a candle in a dark room.
Okay.
You don't need to light the whole room at once, you just need one small flame. And with that one small flame, you can see enough to take the next step, and then the next.
The first step makes the second step visible.
Exactly. If you want to change careers, you don't need to quit tomorrow. Maybe the first step is reading one article about the new field this week.
If you want to go back to school, maybe the first step is just looking up one program online. Just looking.
If you want to start speaking English, maybe the first step is leaving one comment in English today, right here in this video.
One word, one sentence, one small, honest action.
And that small action tells your brain, oh, we are moving, we are not stuck, we are going.
I did this when I left my degree program. I was paralyzed for weeks, couldn't decide anything. And then I said, okay, just one thing. Just sign up for one writing class. That's it.
And?
That one class introduced me to a community. That community introduced me to a project. That project introduced me to a career I love.
All from one small step.
One small, almost embarrassingly small step, but it was lit, and it lit the next one. Okay, let's take a moment and go through some of the words we used today. Important words for your English and for your life.
First, start over. It means to begin again after a stop, a failure, or a change, choosing a new direction.
It's never too late to start over. Or, she decided to start over after her job ended.
Next, let go. To release something, a job, a habit, a belief, that is no longer helping you.
I had to let go of the idea that I was too old to try. Or, letting go was hard but necessary.
Then, sunk cost. The time, money, or energy you already spent that you cannot get back.
Don't stay in the wrong situation just because of the sunk cost. Or, the sunk cost was real, but staying would cost even more.
We use the word permission, allowing yourself to do something, giving yourself the okay.
I had to give myself permission to walk away. Or, sometimes we wait for others to give us permission instead of giving it to ourselves.
Then, paralyzed, so afraid or overwhelmed that you cannot move or decide anything.
I felt paralyzed after quitting my degree. Or, fear of failure left her paralyzed for months.
We said momentum, the energy and forward movement that builds when you keep taking small steps.
Each small step builds momentum. Or, once I started, I felt the momentum carry me forward.
And the last one, foundation, the base or starting point that supports everything built on top of it.
Those 6 years were not wasted. They became my foundation. Or, every experience, even the hard ones, builds your foundation.
If you didn't catch every word, go back and listen to this part again slowly, and try using one of these words in a sentence today.
Say it out loud or write it in the comments. That's your English gym for today.
All right, let's quickly recap our 5 tips.
Tip 1. Give yourself permission to let go. Take off the shoes that hurt, even if they look nice.
Tip 2. Start before you feel ready. Jump in the pool. The water adjusts.
Tip 3. Ignore the timeline in your head. Those tracks were built by others. You can lay your own.
Tip 4. Find one small proof that it's possible. One real story turns off the false alarm.
And tip 5. Take the smallest possible first step. Light one candle. The rest of the room can wait.
You do not need to have the whole plan. You do not need to see the whole staircase.
You just need to be willing to turn the page.
And trust that the next chapter is worth writing.
It is. We really believe that.
So here is our question for you today. What is one thing you have been wanting to start over, go back to, or try for the first time, but kept telling yourself it was too late?
Write it in the comments. Saying it out loud, even in writing, is the first small step.
And if this episode helped you or gave you even a small push today, please like this video, subscribe to Daily English Podcast, and share it with someone who needs to hear that it is not too late.
Because it isn't, for them or for you.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today.
You chose to show up. That's already a step forward.
This was the Daily English Podcast with Daniel
And Nova.
Until next time, turn the page, take the step, and be kind to yourself.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Your progress doesn't end here. To keep growing your English, click on the next video or explore the other episodes we have chosen for you.